Great Depression. This isn't fear-mongering. It's what the charts are screaming while everyone else is looking at morning routines on Instagram or TikTok dance videos.
Welcome everybody, this is Dice Game T coming back here for another commercial, another break, you know what I'm saying, another ad, you know what I'm saying. This is 2025, we doing it live, you know what I'm saying. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, We Are VishusTv. Subscribe to our Rumble channel, We Are VishusTv. Also, go to Big Shoot, Dice Game 615, We Are VishusTv. We done crossed 1,000 subscribers. Yes, we doing it live and lit in the 2025. Please show us some love. Me and Dickie Jr., we want to go on and live stream on, YouTube. We only got 36 subscribers. Please go to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button after you view one of them videos, or, you know what I'm saying, them shorts. I'm telling them shorts be live and lit. You know what I'm saying? We doing it big here, you know what I'm saying, on Raw Vicious Network. That's what we're gonna be changing to, and I hope I see and hear from everybody. Make sure you hit that comment. Please hit that comment. We want to hear from you. Please, you know what I'm saying, join us on Telegram as well as We Are VishusTv and Dickie and Dice Game Show. We doing it lit, yo, you know what I'm saying, and get ready, all the truth is gonna be revealed.
Trust. I'm so turned up. Murfreesboro nigga, baddest grilla, earn bucks. I'm a gorilla, I kill you for my turn, cuz I hop up in this Chevy riding heavy burn.
Now back to our presentation.
Speak to President Xi of China.
That'll happen. And look, right now, and I told you before, they're having tremendous difficulty because their factories are not doing business. They made $1 trillion with Biden, $1 trillion, even $1.1 trillion with Biden selling us stuff. Much of it we don't need. Somebody said, oh, the shelves are going to be open. Well, maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30, and maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally. But we're not talking about something that we have to go out of our way. They have ships that are loaded up with stuff, much of which, not all of it, but much of which we don't need. And we have to make a fair deal. We've been ripped off by every country in the world, but China, I would say, is the leading one, the leading candidate for the chief ripper.
Here we go! Here the fuck we go! Here the fuck we go!
Now to talk about this is former economic advisor under Donald Trump, Stephen Moore. Steve, look, if Trump secures a new fair deal with China, does this turn into a major political win? And that's a big if.
Not just a political win, but it would be a huge economic and financial win for the country as well. Trump will win. Yeah. There's no way that China can retaliate in a way that doesn't do much more damage to their own economy than to ours. Look, if you look at the financial markets, the net worth of American companies is multiple times higher than all the Chinese companies. So we have incredible leverage. They can't possibly get out of their economic, they're in a bit of a mini depression themselves. Nobody in the media seems to be following that, but their stock market has crashed. Their economy is way down even further than ours has. So I think when you talk about pain threshold, there is no way that a tit-for-tat strategy works for China. What has to happen next, if Trump is going to win, and he will win, is to get these side deals cut as quickly as possible with Europe, with Canada, with Japan, with Korea, and you basically make China the man outside that's still standing at the table. I think that strategy works. Right. I think China is going to lose if they try to retaliate. It just doesn't work for them.
All right, next one for you. Let's look the other way. The White House working with Europe to reach trade deals. Trump recently spoke to the UK Prime Minister on the phone. Vice President Vance went to Rome to meet with Italy's Prime Minister. This seems a lot more positive, would you agree?
I hope so, and I think it is. I mean, every indication out of the White House is that the phones are ringing off the hook. The switchboards are lit up with these foreign leaders calling, especially the Europeans. I mean, this is a gut check moment for the Europeans. They're going to have to make a decision about whether they're going to decide with the United States or they're going to side with China. And this talk that, well, gee, maybe we'll cut a separate deal with China, I think is outrageous. What kind of an ally would do that? So it is an important moment. And by the way, Europe's economy isn't doing very well either. So they need to have access to America's incredible, the biggest consumer market in the world.
Oh, yeah. We have the upper hand. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Steve Moore, as always,
leverage.
Steve.
It's the art of the deal. Yeah.
Indeed it is, Steve.
In a bid to offset the impact of President Trump's tariffs on China, Apple is planning to temporarily source more iPhones from India.
Apple has a strategy for avoiding President Trump's steep tariffs on China.
Samsung Electronics has ended mobile telephone production in China. It has shut its last phone factory in the world's biggest smartphone market.
This is the scene of a furniture factory closure in Guangzhou. Pieces of fabric that were still being sewn, it has badly hurt China's export manufacturing industry.
China used to be the promised land for the $380 billion goods business. Now, it is the land of losses.
China's reign is coming to an end. For decades, China has been the manufacturing king of the world, being responsible for nearly 30% of all global manufacturing output at its peak, making everything from electronics to textiles to heavy machinery. But now that once unshakable empire is collapsing. The manufacturing sector that powered China's meteoric rise is now facing severe issues that threaten its place in the world. In today's video, we'll dive deep into the untold story of China's manufacturing crisis and how this earth-shaking shift could change the way the world does business forever. The main reason why China is undergoing a manufacturing crisis can be stated simply in one sentence. Businesses don't want to produce in China anymore. The big question is, why? Let's start there and jump into discussing why China isn't as favorable a place to manufacture goods as it used to be. What possible reasons could be so bad that even companies like Nike and Apple are running away from China in search of newer markets? The first factor is labor. One of the big reasons why China managed to rise to the throne of manufacturing was that it boasted a lot of cheap labor. Back in the day, it had a huge and cheap workforce that made producing in China an accountant's dream. Everyone simply wanted to set up factories in China, but decades later, this isn't the case anymore. Now, China's rising labor costs are a key factor in this crisis, and are contributing to making China less desirable for manufacturing. The question is, how did this happen? Well, over the past 2 decades, China has experienced a rapid economic growth, lifting hundreds of millions of people out of poverty and creating a booming middle class. While this is a remarkable achievement, it has also led to a significant increase in wages. In 2005, the average monthly wage for a factory worker in China was around $150. Fast forward to 2025, just 20 years later, and that figure has soared to over $1,200. This dramatic rise has eroded one of China's biggest competitive advantages, its low-cost labor. To put this into perspective, consider Vietnam, where the average monthly wage for a factory worker is approximately $300. Or India, where it's even lower at $250. Because of this, and many other factors we'll be discussing soon, companies like Apple have begun to shift production to countries like India. A simple showcase of that is how 20% of all iPhones, a move worth $22 billion, are now made in India, as compared to just 1% around 20 years ago. These countries are now emerging as attractive alternatives for many other businesses looking to cut costs, and we'll talk more about that soon. But it's not just about numbers. The younger generation in China is increasing.
Tell me why the last beverage retailer store surrendered in Yo-Yo Zhongxin. Please tell me why, no people even shopping in the enemy store. That means what? Holy mo. Okay, so somebody's theory is that people are shopping online. Then just tell me why the hell they still building those shopping plaza in here with no people coming. Again, this place is located at the heart of the Zhongshan Park, where one of the exits is just next to the Yo-Yo Zhongxin. And just tell me.
Grand Rising, everybody. This is Dice Game G coming here on
I can't even get it right. You know what I'm saying? We on, cause I got 2 channels that I'm sending out from, and I'm hitting it out from Telegram, you know. And like I said, it's my discussion channel, Dice Game 615 discussion channel, and then you know I'm be going straight in, you know, putting this on YouTube, you know, put it on Rumble and Vishu, you know what I'm saying, the local channel, you know what I'm saying. And I just want to, you know, speak about this one first. I just want to say thank you everybody for, you know what I'm saying, all your support and hitting them likes. And I'm telling you, I'm seeing the numbers grow. I know, you know what I'm saying, we're in the greatest time being live, but right now, you know what I'm saying, we have a trade war with China. China is in a depression right now. You know what I'm saying? So I hope y'all hear this. If not, you know what I'm saying, I'm just going to do something else. Let's see. Yeah, y'all probably ain't hearing it. Y'all probably ain't hearing it, but you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna have something planned before, you know, I come and you know, finish this live. But like I was telling you, China is in a deep so far deep depression right now, because the fact is, you know, so a lot of people is quitting smoking. People are living on park benches. You know what I'm saying? And people can't go to work because you know, and I just gotta say, them, you know, China people, the citizens over there, they work their ass off, yo. You see all them goods that, you know, that is backed up on their shore, you know what I'm saying? And you see how empty, you know what I'm saying, our California shores look, you know what I mean? And I'm saying, and I want to say 80% of, you know, China's, you know, how they make their money is coming through the U.S. You know what I'm saying? 80% of all ports and trades coming through China, you know. And you see, I mean, Trump is a master strategist. They should have known that, you know what I'm saying, in 2016 when he came in. What a lot of stuff that he you know, all the executive orders and all the stuff he implemented, you know what I'm saying, when he was in their first term. You know what I'm saying? Xi Jinping, you know what I'm saying, they knew not to underestimate this man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dragging, I'm not jumping on his balls or nothing like that, but you gotta give it up. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, give the man his flowers. He knew what he was doing. And like I said, he's never been a politician. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell this man, you know what I'm saying, loved, you know what I'm saying, America. You know what I mean? And he loved the citizens. So what people got to realize that, you know, you got to sit back and chill for right now and let, you know what I'm saying, Donald Trump and his administration do they do. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people still right now, oh man, you know, April, you know, he kind of fucked us, you know, that was the worstest money we done had ever since the Great Depression in 1929. And you gotta think about it, you know what I'm saying? Dude ain't been in for but a little bit over about 100 days, you know what I'm saying? You know, so I mean, what can you do in you know, in 90 days? You know, how far you can change the population in 90 days? You see what I'm saying? And then I'm hearing people too, where's our money? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You need to call Joe Biden and ask them, where's your money? Because Joe Biden is the one, that administration is the one got us the way we is right now. And like I said, we are in a small depression. And you know what I'm saying? And if you disagree with me on that, you know what I'm saying, look at yourself. Look at how much money you've been, you know, saving. You know what I'm saying? How much, you know, is anything higher you paying, you know what I'm saying? It's really hurting you in the pocket, you know what I'm saying? Just take the moment and look at your situation and see, you know, have you fail in the finances, you know what I'm saying, department. And I ain't talking about, you know what I'm saying, I ain't talking about 2-3%, you know what I'm saying? Look at your pockets, you know what I'm saying? See, can you go on them trips and stuff? Can you take your family to them water slides and stuff like that? Can you still do that? I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? See, we was already in a recession when Joe Biden and the administration was in. You know what I mean? So now, you know what I'm saying, we fall a little under, you know what I'm saying, the recession. Now we in a small depression. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can't do anything no more because of so much stuff and so much, you know what I'm saying, the last administration gave our sources away. You know what I'm saying? And we told you this was all the war. You know what I mean? And this art of war, how to break a country down within, and that's what they was doing. And now Donald Trump got to shit and fix all this shit. You know what I'm saying? At first, I didn't think he was gonna come out swinging like he did, but he hitting home runs. I'm saying he hitting home runs, especially with this China thing. Now he going out to Mexico, going out to Canada. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, you know, they told Canada we can make you the 51 state. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't sit there. You can't sit there and war with the United States of America, because people fail to realize that we got a lot of goods and stuff stocked up. You know what I'm saying? Away, and we can pretty much, you know what I'm saying, play this little stall game, and that's what Donald Trump looked at. He looked at, you know what I'm saying. He seen like, man, we can juggle, we can be on the fence for a while and just, you know what I'm saying, and stop them goods come in. They will hurt them way more than hurt us. I mean, it just, you know what I'm saying, it's common sense. And you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's playing chess. And that's what this man doing. He's playing chess. And now China, you know what I'm saying, the people over there is hurting. You know what I'm saying? China did this to themselves because of greed. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and it's all been all the Ponzi scheme with China. So now China's paying for it. Karma's a bitch, ain't it? Easy thing, you know what I'm saying? Karma's a bitch. And that's what it is. Karma's a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Karma, say it loud. Say it loud like you China and you proud. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Karma's a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Karma's a bitch. But, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not just, you know what I'm saying, cracking jokes and laughing, you know what I'm saying? I'm cracking jokes on their government, because therefore, you know, we know this is about business. This was a business. This is business. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And however you can collect that money and make this business, and you take a win at the end and you got that cash, it don't matter how, you know what I'm saying, you did it in this business, you made your money. So that's what you know, China was thinking this whole time, stepping on people's shelves, stepping on people's countries, you know, hind heels and they purses and shit, taking their money, you know what I'm saying, and getting rich, you know what I'm saying, off the hog, off of our money anyway. So you got, one day you was gonna have to pay the, you know, toll. So I'm just saying, they couldn't even pay the 10% that it was offered at first when Trump gave. It would have came up to about 25% or 30%. But you know what I'm saying, you a bit, you know what I'm saying, y'all still been, you know, moving now, because you want to sit there and stall and play this stalling game, and you want to play this waiting game, and then you still don't have no negotiation coming to the table. Yeah, you trying to come to the table now, but we don't know if this is gonna be good or not. See, you know what I'm saying? They can be going through this for, you know what I'm saying, 4 or 5 more months. You know what I'm saying? And then they going through it 4 or 5 months. We going through it with them. Just saying. People, you know what I'm saying, we trade and good, we use off each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, other countries, you know what I'm saying, borrow, trade with other countries. So if it's hurting China, it's gonna hurt us. It's gonna hurt us. But you gotta see China, you better make the right choice, because they got India. India is trying to step in, you know what I'm saying, and collect their sources. So, you know, they you know what I'm saying, they over there eating, you know what I'm saying, finna start eating off the hog off China if China don't be careful. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, China is a massive depression right now. You know what I'm saying? Look at these people over there suffering, you know what I'm saying? I don't like seeing no human being suffer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Especially the peoples over there that's been, you know, especially in Hong Kong been in CCP shackles for a little bit now. And they, you know what I'm saying, you know, now they rebelling. About 4 years ago, they were rebelling against the CCP. So now, you know what I'm saying, you see it's all out war in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Now the CCP, now they're killing, you know what I'm saying, you know, this couple citizens over there. So I'm just saying, this if they don't work out a deal with the United States or Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying, us, you know what I'm saying, you know, it's going to be all out war over there in China. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a massive, massive destruction. And like I said, they're going through a depression right now. I'm Dice Game G here on We Are VishusTv. Make sure you like and share this long and wide. This is Dice Game 615 discussion. This is a channel on Telegram. Please go in there and become members. You know what I'm saying? And then also on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Right now we stepping at 38, you know what I'm saying, subscribers now. We need 12 more. We need 12 more. Can y'all give us 12 more so we can go live stream, sending out from, you know what I'm saying, 3 platforms, you know what I'm saying, so we can be spreading our message long and wide. You know what I'm saying? Please, 12 members, just go over there and, you know what I'm saying, hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? If you're on Rumble, you're on BitChute, you know what I'm saying? If you hear this on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? For the first time, please hit that subscribe button, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube. Because like I said, we got to go live. We got to put this message out. Me and my brother Dickie on the Dickie Jr. and Dice Game show. You know what I'm saying? So we love you all, you know what I'm saying? And y'all be safe and have a great time out there, you know what I'm saying? Because this new frequency, it's rushing the planet. We already know we will be hearing about the blackouts over there in the Middle East, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of stuff came out, was talking about going on in the atmosphere. And I know this is a spiritual shift. So, you know, I'm just saying, we talked about it, you know what I'm saying, these new frequencies, energy is going to come here, and it's going to fuck up everything. It's going to fuck up, you know what I'm saying, your phones. It's going to fuck up your power. It's going to fuck up everything that, you know what I'm saying, it's technology. It's going to start fucking it up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're saying. I love y'all, and we out.